Alright, what is going on, my dudes? So as you're probably aware, within the next 2 months or so, give or take, we should be having a new version of the Falcon live in the game of Marvel Contest of Champions. This guy is getting buffed very similar to the way that Red Hulk got buffed, that kind of rework. Not something as major as Magneto, but just something that should make him significantly better than he is now. So what we're going to do today is we're going to jump over to the CCP server. We're going to take this guy up to rank 5, bring him up to signature level 200, and see if this dude is really worthy of a buff over some other champions. Let's see how bad he is as a fully maxed out 5-star. So let's take a look at this guy at Sig 200 here. So his awakened ability, you begin the fight immediately ready to go. Additionally, Red Wings lock on lasts 2 seconds longer and provides an additional 444 critical rating. All right, so that's pretty important for Falcon here. As you can see, his special 1, 2, and 3 don't do much. Special 3 has some incinerate, special 2 has some physical resistance and whatnot. Special 1 does a little bit of a bleed. But there is one thing here that Falcon does really well, and that is 100% decreased defensive ability accuracy reduction. All right, and we're gonna take a look at that right here. So the synergy team that I brought in is like the classic Falcon synergy team here. This is the team that Kabam encourages you to use. It's in his abilities. It pretty much gives him a little benefit to his Red Wing or whatnot. And this, let's take a look at this defensive ability accuracy here. So as you can see, we're hitting thing like normal. We're building up his rock stacks and whatnot. All right, now we're locked on, but look at this, man. His rock stacks, they aren't moving. They're not moving at all. Look at this. We're hitting him and it's staying at 4. We're even going to drop down to 1 because we had a bleed on the special 1. So 100% decreased defensive ability accuracy reduction. That's not bad, man. Right out of the gate, that's not bad at all. That's like Gwenpool when you get to 50 and she's awakened. That's like one of the best things about Gwenpool. We got to build up to it. Falcon has it right out of the gate. So pretty much this is going to be what we're going to be playing around with for the majority of this video. We have a lot of different examples here of where this could potentially be useful. Now that was a nice 17k special 2. Of course, we've seen it's bothering me. We've seen a lot bigger special attacks from a lot of different champions. And the biggest issue with Falcon here, as we can see, his damage is just not there, man. It is just not it. As you can see, we're doing nothing. We're 72 hits into this fight against Abyss Thing, and he's only down to 96% health. So we've done about 5% damage in 100 hits, okay? So after, I'm gonna cut this video short in just a second here because, I think we get the point. But after the entire combo cap happens, you'd probably get him down about 10%. But let's see what that 100% decreased defensive ability accuracy will look like in some other situations, all right? So up first, we're jumping in 6.3.1 here. This is the Medusa quest, all right? And we have Pilfer Regen, Mesmerize, and Spry against a Miles Morales. So obviously, any sort of evasion here, light balance is weird, any sort of evasion type of thing going on, that's going to be defensive ability accuracy. So right out of the gate, what we're going to do here is we're going to activate that. We're going to jump back and hold block. Now we're locked on, and watch this, man. He's not going to evade at all. There's Mesmerize here. There's Spry. It's Miles Morales with 5 charges. Look at this, man. Plus we have our class advantage here. Not too bad, man. Toss off the special 1. Not the worst. And also, when we first tossed off the special 1, okay, he still had the little Red Wing locked on. So what that did was it didn't increase his evade charges. So the thing with the Red Wing, this is the big downside to him right now, is that there's like that 10-second or 15-second cooldown period where you're not going to be able to have Red Wing locked on. So obviously that's a big con of having that 100% decreased ability accuracy. But also at the same time, man, 100% decreased ability accuracy is a really, really big positive, and it's very, very powerful. So if that was up the entire time, that would kind of be like OG Black Widow before 12.0. And that's, you know, it got nerfed, man. It got nerfed for a reason. It's just very powerful. As you can see, we went for one hit against Miles a couple seconds ago, back when Red Wing first fell off, and he evaded the only hit that we went for there, man. So obviously, it's very, very important to keep this on as much as you possibly can. Now, is it realistic to play Falcon and just only hit them in certain matchups when Red Wing is active? It's not the most realistic thing in the world. I did it for this video, of course. As you can see, this Incinerate's going. It's not the most powerful Incinerate in the entire world, all right? Now, I don't know anything at all about the buff coming up. I seriously do not know one thing about the Falcon buff, I swear to God. But I am hoping that they do buff up that Incinerate if they keep it, because right now it's honestly barely noticeable. It does about the damage over like 10 seconds of like one medium attack, so it's just absolutely useless right now. But yeah, that was Miles Morales. We're gonna jump over to another annoying defender on this path. Let's check out Wasp. She just evades when you hit her, and she puts that shock on you, and all of those are defensive abilities as well. All right, so right off the gate, we're going to activate that Red Wing here. You know, we don't want to get hit by a heavy attack, but here we go. We got locked on now. And let's see what happens, man. We're going to avoid that Mesmerize. Looks like now her little evade thing is gone. So now we're going to freely hit her. And look at this. She's not evading at all, man. Don't got to worry about nothing. Not a single thing at all. Okay, now here obviously we're going to wait out the 10 seconds here. We're going to see if we can get locked on again. Only going to hit her while she's stunned in the meantime, which is always safe to do. And now bait out the special one at the same time. We're going to get locked on again. Very nice. Just evade that whole heavy attack there. Probably go for a special 2. Can we get a crit? We cannot, so it was a pretty weak special 2. Bait out her special 1. Go for a little heavy attack, and now Red Wing is about to get not locked on. Okay, so we're gonna have to wait the 10 seconds again, go through that process. Okay, I think we're gonna bait out a special 1 here if we can. That would be ideal, but oh, the pilfer there brought her up to special 2, so that's annoying. It's gonna do some decent block damage there, but we got locked on again, man, and now we're just gonna try to do some damage against this Wasp. Not the worst, man. It's a very, very slow playstyle here. That was a nice 20k special 2. Not the worst, actually. So here, okay, let's see what happens, man. We're not locked on anymore. We're gonna see what we can do here. We're gonna see what happens if we try to fight her without being locked on. All right, now keep in mind there's Mesmerize and Spry. Look at that, 1 evade, boom. That's how important the Red Wing is for Falcon, okay? It allows him to do things like take that Wasp fight. Now, let's go over to a different lane here. Biohazard, Nanoplague, and Tunnel Vision. Biohazard is a defensive ability here that does happen to be on the node, okay? So what we're gonna do here is we're going to get that, get the Red Wing locked on right away, and of course the Falter there, that is an offensive ability. So here, like for us, has nothing to do with hitting Thor, okay? So here what we're gonna do here, you know, there is the Tunnel Vision, so we'll have to do parry, medium, light, medium, of course. We also ran into that special 1, but you know, I just skipped a little counter there. Now we're gonna do parry, medium, light, medium the entire time. Go for a special 1, special 2, I mean. And as you can see, we're not getting any bleeds, we're not getting any poisons whatsoever, man. And that is because we had Red Wing locked on. Now let's hit him. With Red Wing off, we got a bleed, we got another bleed, and right away, again, we see another matchup where we need Red Wing on the entire time. Let's jump over to this node here. This is in 6.3.2, I believe. We have armor plus 45% and also Thorns. So Thorns retaliates with 15% of the attack with every single time we hit Luke Cage. Now, there's 2 things I want to show you with Luke Cage here. Let's get Red Wing on right away, and watch this, man. Once we get it on, we're gonna hit him, and there's no indestructible at all, because that is also a defensive ability that is down by 100% when Red Wing is locked on. Now also, the Thorns, man, absolutely no Thorns damage at all. Now it's off. Let's see what the Thorns damage looks like here, okay? That's pretty potent, man. So we avoided all of that, and we also avoided that indestructible, okay? Now look at that, man. Look at this Thorns damage. That is a decent amount of damage, man. We're down to 50% health. We didn't even take a hit yet, but now we got Red Wing locked on again, and look at this. We're not taking any damage at all. So once Red Wing falls off, man, you have to wait the full 10 seconds before you can do any sort of hits in all of these fights. Now, is that practical? Not really, man. It's not too practical, but is it useful if you don't have another option for fights like this? I'd say it's decently useful, man. You're probably not going to have the most fun in the entire world doing these fights with a rank 5 Falcon, just waiting out that timer every single time you have to, hit the opponent. As you can see, I'm fast forwarding this a lot because it's just such a long fight, but I wanted to show you that if you don't have another option for these types of fights in Act 6, right now, if you have like a 6-star Falcon, he could be your option, man. I think this is proving it. Look at that, that was a 20k special too when it crits, and as long as you only hit them when Red Wing is locked on, you know what, you have a semi-okay option for these rough fights, man. Of course, Red Wing's gone when he's at 1%. We took some Thorns damage. We're finishing the fight at 13% health after not taking any hits, only from Thorns, but Falcon got through the fight. That's the important thing that we're showing here. Let's move on to something very, very, very similar. This is 6.3.5. There is actually a boost for this node, okay? This is a very, very punishing lane if you don't have the right counter. Long distance relationship, immunity, and also cramping and small arms. So basically, while under the effects of a weakness debuff, 10% of the attacker's power, blah, 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 blah. Loss of unavoidable damage. There's a lot of weakness debuffs, and also there's small arms as well. You can't do too many heavy attacks over and over. I'll just show you what it looks like in the matchup here, okay? So right off the bat, we're gonna activate our Red Wing. Like always, we're gonna lock on. And as you can see here, we're doing good. We're not triggering any passive damage at all. We're not even getting any of the weakness debuffs, okay? So look at that, minus 100% defensive ability accuracy. Now we have the weakness here, and let's see what happens. Let's see what that looks like when we try to hit Spider-Man when he has the weakness, okay? We're gonna parry, and look at all that damage. Look at all of that damage. We lost like 50% health, okay? When we didn't have the lock on ready. Now it's back on, and look at this, man. He's not evading from the special one, and also we're not taking damage. But once it's gone, watch this. Look at all that damage. It's impossible to do this fight without being locked on if you want to use Falcon. Now, of course, you can use Namor. That's who I use. There are boosts for it as well in 6.3. But yeah, man, there's just a lot of things that Falcon has in his kit that are very, very, very good. Like that 100% defensive ability accuracy reduction is very, very good. And it's making me very, very excited to see the potential of what the Falcon buff looks like. I wouldn't be surprised if it's very, very, very heavily focused towards defensive ability accuracy reduction, because it's just a really quick and easy minus 100% right out of the gate. Now, the biggest issue with him is his damage is just gone, and besides that ability accuracy reduction, man, there's not too much utility, all right? And I feel like Falcon is such a cool character. He has such like swift animations here, but the damage does not hold up. He can get through certain really, really tough and interesting fights like we've seen in this video, but look at this Winter Soldier fight, man. We're 36 hits in. This is a rank 5 5-star with a full synergy team, and this Winter Soldier is down to about 78-80%. So about 200 hits, about 3.5 minutes it's gonna take to get this guy down. Let me tell you something, man. I did this fight. I don't want to watch this fight again. So I'm gonna go ahead and head out. I will leave this playing. No fast motion. I'm just gonna let you watch the Winter Soldier fight if you want to. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man, I wouldn't watch it. It's not very impressive. So that's gonna be it for this video, my dudes. I do hope you enjoyed it. I hope this showed you something about Falcon and maybe helped you make an educated guess for what his buff may look like in the future. I know I'm personally very excited to see it. It should be, info for that should be coming out relatively soon. I don't even have it yet. I don't even have Punisher 2099's info yet. So I'd say probably give it like another month and a half and we should start learning about Falcon and Gambit, okay? But yeah, dudes, I'm really glad I got this video out for you guys before we had any info on the Falcon's buff, because this is what he looks like right now, man. And I think it's safe to say that this guy does deserve a buff, and I'm very, very excited to see it. So if you enjoyed this video, my dudes, please do your boy a favor and drop a like. Comment what you think about Falcon right now in Marvel Contest of Champions before his buff, and subscribe if you want to see some buffed Falcon gameplay coming to you in about 2 months. I'll be seeing you around.